What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how long your workouts actually should be. Alright, so why did I say it like that? Why did I say how long your workouts actually should be? Well, that's because with all the workouts on the internet, all the misleading people who are giving out these workout plans who probably aren't exactly what you call natural, there is a lot of misconceptions around how long you should actually be spending in the gym. And a lot of times when guys associate burning fat or building lean muscle on their body, they associate it with spending an hour and a half, 2 hours, a long time in the gym, much longer than what it actually needs to be. So it's time somebody finally comes through and breaks it all down, and that's exactly what I'm doing today. You see a lot of writing up here right now, and it might look like maybe a little overwhelming, but we're going to break this all down piece by piece so that you understand every single part of it. So I'm going to jump right into it. So today I'm going to be breaking down how long your workouts should be, whether they're strength or hypertrophy workouts. So strength workouts are just workouts that are going to be using lower weight or higher weight and lower reps. Hypertrophy is just lower weight and higher reps. Strength workouts are meant to build strength. It is supposed to work your central nervous system to get you stronger. Hypertrophy workouts are meant to actually stimulate your muscles, time under tension, break down those muscles, and basically build your muscles larger. And if you follow any of my programs, especially my clean bulk program, you actually jump back and forth between both of these types of workouts. That way you can ensure the fastest gains possible. If you follow my Ripped in 90 Days program, it's more so the hypertrophy. Fat loss has a little bit of heavier and lower weight workouts throughout the week and full body splits, stuff like that. So if you follow on my programs and you've been having issues with spending too long in the gym, this video is especially going to help you. But anybody who's not following my program, if you're in the gym longer than an hour, you're in the gym too long, and today I'm going to tell you why. So let's jump into this. First off, that's your equation. That's your formula. Yes, there is a formula for how long you should actually be spending in the gym. Now, I'm not saying that this is a formula that everybody uses to figure out how long they should be spending in the gym, but to break it down so that you guys can understand, I created a formula, and this is going to give you an exact amount of minutes that you should be spending. So first off, we're going to start with strength. And when it comes to strength workouts, obviously you're going to be using higher weight and you're going to be going for lower reps. Low reps can be anywhere from, typically I say, 4 to 8 reps. So first off, we're going to be starting off with strength, okay? When it comes to strength workouts, you're going to be doing lower weight or lower reps, higher weight. Lower reps is going to be falling into the 4 to 8 rep range, okay? So let's just start breaking down this equation. Warm up. Warm up, I recommend 5 minutes of warm up for everybody, no matter what kind of workout you're getting into. Maybe legs, you could be a little longer, go do some low intensity steady state cardio, and then maybe stretch out your hip flexors or roll out your quad or your hamstring or your glutes or your calves or whatever. But as far as warm ups for pretty much any muscle group, I recommend just 5 minutes. If I'm going to hit legs, I'll go get on the stair climber for a couple minutes, and then I'll go stretch out my hip flexors, maybe stretch out my thoracic spine, maybe something like that. But if I'm doing some kind of upper body workout, maybe I'll go warm up my shoulders or my rotator cuffs or anything like that. 5 minutes is all you really need. It's just something to get your muscles used to it, and then I usually get into a light set before I get into my actual workout. So warm up, we'll just call that 5 minutes, no matter who you are. So 5 minutes for a warm up. That's going to stay consistent for both of these. So warm up. Next, we're going to figure out our TUT times sets. So what is TUT? TUT stands for time under tension. So to figure out your time under tension, what we're actually going to do is we're going to find out our total time under tension. So time under tension is just simply how long your muscles are being worked per set. So you figure that out by figuring out your tempo. Okay, what your tempo is basically how many seconds you are spending in each contraction. So when you're lifting, let's say you're doing some dumbbell bench press, okay? When there are 3 contractions, you have your concentric contraction, which is when you push the weight up. Then you have your isometric contraction, which is when you're holding it at the top, or maybe holding it in the middle, or maybe holding it at the bottom. And then you have your eccentric contraction, which is when you're going all the way, which is when you're basically going back down. So concentric, isometric, holding it, eccentric, back down. Those are your 3 contractions, okay? So basically you're gonna do each of these contractions for a certain number of seconds, and that is how you control your form. For strength workouts are typically going to be trying to work your central nervous system. Your central nervous system is going to be worked from doing heavier weight and from doing explosive exercises. So whereas hypertrophy is going to be from slower form. So strength, what you're going to be focusing on is basically exploding up and then controlling it all the way back down. So a good tempo to remember for a strength workout is 1 second up, 2 seconds down. 1 second up, 2 seconds down. Some people would even say that it's 1 second up, 1 second down. That way they're not using too much time and attention. That way they can literally just push the weight for the highest weight that they can push. And they would go 1 second up, 1 second down. Like I said, I'm going to use a higher end of the spectrum just to make a point here. So we're going to go with a 3 second tempo. 3 second tempo is 1 second up, 2 seconds down. So if you guys are going with a 3 second tempo for 8 reps, okay, what's 8 times 3? 24. Now that's how many seconds you're spending in one set. Now you got to figure out how many sets you're going to be doing. Down here, I have 12 to 20 sets. Like I said, I don't recommend doing 20 sets. I'm using this as an example just to make a point. Even if you were going to be doing 20 sets for a workout with 24 seconds per set, what's 24 times 20? 480. Now that's obviously seconds, so that you have to divide that by 60. What's 480 divided by 60? 8 minutes. So you're going to have a total time under tension, which is down here. It's going to be 8 minutes. That's how much time you're actually going to be spending throughout your workout with the weight in your hands, either pushing it or returning it back to starting position. So we're going to put this down here. So 8 minutes. So that is the number that's going to go right here, okay? So after we figure out that number, we're going to figure out how much total, we're basically going to figure out our total rest time. So how do you figure that out? Well, you figure out how long your rest period is going to be. And I put right here what I recommend for a strength workout. For a strength workout, your rest should be a little longer because you need to give your muscles time to recover so that they can get into the next set and push that heavy weight. I'm going to use the higher end of the spectrum here. 2 minutes. Oh, I'm missing a 0. 2 minutes per rest, okay? So 2 minutes times how many sets you're doing, because that's how you can figure out how much rest you're doing. Rest times sets, 2 minutes times 20, 2 times 20, guys, 40. That's 40 minutes total rest, okay? So down here. So now we have how long you will be spending during a strength workout. You have your total time under tension. That's how much time you're going to be spent actually lifting. And then you have your total rest, how much time you'll be spending in between those sets. And again, this is doing 8 reps. 8 reps. I don't recommend doing 8 reps for strength workouts. I recommend working your way towards 4 reps, maybe even, some people would even say lower. And then again, 2-minute rest. Again, I would go probably a minute and a half. 2 minutes isn't too terrible. And then 20 sets. I don't recommend doing 20 sets at all. I would say 16 max, maybe even 12. But at 8 reps, 2-minute set, 2-minute rests, and 20 sets, what's 5 plus 8 plus 40? $53 minutes. For an entire strength workout, doing 8 reps per set, doing 2 minutes per rest, and doing 20 sets for the workout, 53-minute workout. That's including a 5-minute warm-up. So for those of you who are going to the gym and you're lifting heavy, right there is how long your workouts, your workouts shouldn't even be that long, but your workouts definitely should not be any longer than that. Now, let's break down hypertrophy, okay? Hypertrophy workouts are the ones that are typically a little bit lower of a weight and a little bit higher of rep. Basically, the whole focus of hypertrophy workouts is to get hypertrophy of your muscles. Hypertrophy is simply just muscle stimulation. It's basically breaking down the muscle fibers through time under tension to get them to grow bigger. So strength workouts will get you stronger and work your central nervous system. Hypertrophy workouts will actually build the muscle on your body. So hypertrophy workouts. Let's break this down just like we did the other one, okay? So hypertrophy, like I said, is going to be lower weight, higher reps. I recommend 10 to 15 reps. I usually start at 15, and then I go probably down to 12, and then 12 again, and then on my 4th set of the exercise, I probably go down to 10 reps, and that's the lowest I'll go on a hypertrophy day. And then with lower weight and higher reps, you're going to actually shorten your rest time because your muscles don't need as long to recover because they're not pushing as much weight. So I recommend anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute for rest. Then down here again, I put 12 to 20 sets. Again, don't recommend 20 sets, using this as an example. So like I said, we're going to be using the larger side of these numbers. So we're going to use 15 reps, a minute rest, and 20 sets, okay? So let's break this down. Warm up, 5 minutes, like I talked about. You don't need any more than 5 minutes, really. 5 minutes, and then you go time under tension times your sets. So how do you figure out your time under tension? Well, when it comes to hypertrophy workouts, your time under tension is going to be a little bit longer because you're actually focusing on stimulating the muscle fibers so that they can break down and they can grow bigger, okay? So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to increase the time under tension from our strength workout by 33%. And this is, it sounds harder than what it is. 33% of 3, because your tempo over here was 3 seconds. What's 33% of 3? 1. So what you're going to do is you're basically just going to increase your tempo by 1 second. So basically what's going to happen is you can either do that in the concentric phase. So you can, the concentric contraction, you can go 2 seconds up. So 1, 2 squeezing, and then 2 seconds back down, 1, 2. Or you can still explode up, do 1 second up, 3 seconds down, really controlling it on the eccentric contraction. Either way is good. I recommend trying out both ways, seeing what works best for you, and then switching after a couple of weeks to shock your muscles, basically. But we're going to go with a 4-second tempo, okay? 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, or 1 second up, 3 seconds down. That's 4 seconds either way. So 4 second rep times 15 reps is 60. So that's just 1 minute. So that's easy. So if you got 1 minute, basically you're spending 1 minute for every single set, how many sets are you doing? Well, like I said, we're going to go with 20 sets just to use the larger end of the spectrum. And what's 1 times 20? 20. So your total time under tension for a hypertrophy workout is 20 minutes. Okay, now we got to figure out our total rest for hypertrophy. Like I said, your muscles don't need as much time to recover when you're doing a hypertrophy workout. So 45 seconds to a minute. I usually recommend 45 seconds because you're supposed to be moving through these workouts, but a minute is fine. So we're going to use a minute here. And then you're going to be resting for a minute in between your 20 sets. So what's 1 times 20? 20 again, guys. So total rest, and we're done. So over here we had 53 minutes. What's 5-minute warm-up plus total time under tension, 20 minutes, plus total rest, 45 minutes. So guys, as you can see, if you are going to the gym and you're spending an hour and a half in the gym or 2 hours in the gym, odds are you're not really working out. You're probably sitting on your phone in between sets, or maybe you're following some training plan that's doing like 30 or 40 sets, in which case, unless you're on steroids, you shouldn't be doing that. You can't really follow these guys who are putting out their training plans that they were doing to prep for Mr. Olympia because they have performance-enhancing drugs that allow them to do that. You do not, I'm assuming. But like I just explained, guys, you can get in and out of the gym, no problem, in less than an hour. This is a strength workout, which are usually a little bit longer than hypertrophy workouts, just simply because of the rest time. 53 minutes for 20 sets. You shouldn't be doing 20 sets anyways. Hypertrophy workout, 45 minutes. And that's with a 5-minute warm-up for both of those. So guys, if you guys want a program that has all of this included, it tells you how many sets you should be doing, the tempo for those sets, how many, what exercises to be doing with the rest times between each of these, so that you can basically get in and out of the gym in less than an hour and get better results, because yes, you will get better results when you start doing this. Then you need to check out my free quiz, my free physique builder tool that matches you up with the program that's right for your body type, so that you can stop wasting hours and hours in the gym every single week and actually start seeing results in the mirror. So guys, if you like this video, if anything helped you, please give it a thumbs up so I know to keep making videos like this. And if you have any questions or concerns or future videos that you want me to make, comment them in the comment section below so I know what you guys are wanting me to film, and hopefully I can get that film for you. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.